Hi guys, this is Ratchet Throw, and we are playing Criminal Case Supernatural Investigations, and it turned out to be continued in the last case, and what's going to be happening? Death at the funeral. It's gonna be literally now. Welcome, Katarina, to the Between Dimension. Wow, Katarina, in all my years dealing with the supernatural, I've never seen anything like this place. Don't worry, I take in my true demonic form and am prepared to defend you at the first sign of danger. Katarina, it looks like the Queen's cage is still closed. Not for long, we have the final key. The final lock will be opened. Reggie, no! He does something and she's released. Katrina, this isn't good at all. Oh my god. Lily? Is that you? Jacob. Can't believe it's your ex-wife. It has been so long, my darling. What the hell? What's that supposed to all be? Talk me through what happened again, Ben. I can't wrap my head around it. We managed to rescue Hope, but not before the demons used her as the final key to free their queen from her cage. And when the demon queen appeared, she was a spitting image of Jace's wife. Right, but the chief's wife was killed by a vampire 25 years ago. So it can't actually be her, can it? No, I mean, I don't know. I saw Lilis's body all those years ago, and she was definitely dead. All I know is that Jace is inconsolable, and to make matters worse, he blames himself for what happened with Hope. He thinks if he'd stopped her from running away, she wouldn't have fallen into the demons' clutches. Oh dear. How is Hope doing anyway? She hasn't woken up yet, but according to Arthur Darkwood, time and rest should be enough for her to make a full recovery. Katarina, I've been thinking, and I know what we need to do. We need to go to South Carolina and dig up my wife's grave. I need to see her body is still there to know if that thing was really her. Jake, are you sure? My mind's made up. Pack your bags. We're hitting the road. What about the demons? Are they gonna come to our world? Katarina, I still can't wrap my head around the idea that the demon queen is free. She could punch a hole in the veil between our world and the netherworld at any moment. The chief tasked us with securing a perimeter around his wife's grave so that we can exhume her body, assuming it's still there. Shush guys, I saw a sign on the way in asking for quiet. Apparently a burial is taking place for some guy called Larry Zarus. We better wait until the interment is over and the guests are gone before we do anything. Let's hope. Katrina, did you hear that? We need to see what's going on. Where am I? What was I doing in a coffin? Wait, what? You were... Larry, you're alive? But we were dead. Dead? But... How could you come back to life just like that? Katrina, this man needs medical help. I'll clear the guests from the area while you and Luke examine him. Okay. Wow, it really is like that at the funeral. Guy comes back to life, but you put him in a coffin just because you thought he was dead. Yeah. I did watch that at the funeral, but the English version, not the American version with black guys. The English version is the best. I don't know how many times I watched it, but I always die of laughter. Wait, he's dead? What the fuck? And for a moment, guys, I thought that was Mattison. I don't know why. So the death didn't come to this Larry guy, but to the guy conducting a funeral. Katarina, this hero guest. He's dead. And judging by the greenish tint to his skin, I'd say he was poisoned. But how? So the person being buried came back to life, just as one of the guests dropped dead. Could be connected. Trust us to stumble on a murder where we already got a job to do. Right, digging up the chief's wife's grave will have to wait, because we need to solve this supernatural snafu. Agreed. I already rounded off the other guests in the church to avoid a mass panic. I'll get Gwen to keep an eye on them while I get the body back to base. Alright, time to get down to work, Tarina. Let's start out by examining that torn fabric you picked up, and then we need to talk to the guy who rose from the dead. Yeah, how did you come back to life? Were you already dead? Or they thought you were dead and they put you in a coffin. Wow. How is it that a dead man comes back to life and a live man dies of poisoning? Katrina, I told Jake what went down at the cemetery. He ain't pleased about the delay, but he agrees that we got no choice but to investigate. Now, onto your victim. Your hunch was right. He was poisoned. And thanks to the crumbs under his fingernails, I could tell you that your murder weapon was a black cherry pie laced with a poison called ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol? That's antifreeze, right? Yep, it's almost guaranteed to cause death if treatment isn't administered right away. But what's more is that I found another substance of those crumbs under your victim's nails. Hay fever medication. Your victim didn't have any allergies, so it must be your killer who left their hay fever meds on the poison pie. So our killer suffers from hay fever, do they? I'll make a note of it. Oh, yet another one. But no explanation as to is it connected that this guy was buried alive. And he comes back to life just when this guy dies. Or maybe it's just a coincidence, I think it is. But the question also remains, who wanted to bury him? Why did they think he was dead? This glove looks like something a pallbearer might wear, Katerina. And look, there's a name inside. If this bee Lomax was at the funeral, they would need to know what he saw. Okay, first you explain to us how did you come back to life all of a sudden. I'm sorry if I startled you guys earlier. Were you guests at my funeral? I don't recognize you. We're investigators. We specialize in the extraordinary, and your resurrection caught our attention. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all. One minute, the car Bernie and I were in was about to crash. And the next I woke up in a coffin. It was with this resurrection talisman I bought off the internet that brought me back to life. What? Before you say anything, I know it sounds crazy, but I always been paranoid about my own mortality, and the site promised a full refund if it didn't work. Anyway, how's Bernie doing? I can't believe he fainted after seeing me come back to life. Mr. Zarus, I'm afraid Bernie didn't faint. He died after ingesting a fatal dose of poison. You're telling me Bernie was murdered? This doesn't make any sense. 20 years of being in business together, and I never heard Bernie Silverman say a bad word about anyone. Who would have wanted to kill him? Let me know if there's anything I can do to help your investigation, Katarina. In the meantime, I better go give my guests an explanation. You'll find them in the church. We'll accompany you there so we can take a look around. So, you got resurrected using a talisman of some sort, and you cheated your destiny, and instead of death coming to you, it came to Bernie. Is that it? Mr. Lomax, we believe this globe belongs to you. Thanks, man. I must have lost it in a commotion after that Larry guy sprung out of his coffin. In all my years as an undertaker, I've never really buried someone alive before. It's like something out of that Animal Graveyard book. So, you're the funeral director who organized Larry's funeral? That's right. And let me tell you, this whole thing is highly irregular. I just hope I'm still getting paid. Though I did hear a rumor that somebody else dropped dead as we were being herded into the church. I didn't see anything myself, but maybe I can slip somebody my business card. Well, slip one business card. Seems like we were gonna make another funeral of this guy. Or actually, you're gonna be paid for the same funeral, but we are going to bury him instead of Larry. After the investigation ends. So, this is the church where Larry's funeral took place, Katarina. There's a good chance that Barry's killer was among the funeral guests, which means we'd better treat them all as suspects. So let's examine the clues. That's clearly a photo of Larry. Let's see if we can ID the guy next to him. And I wonder why that tag you found on the flowers has Barry's name on it. Can you recover the text? As for that handbag, it must belong to one of the attendees. Let's see what secrets it's hiding. Okay. Okay, I was thinking like, did I suddenly get 4 clues? That's alright, it's 3 maximum in criminal case. Alright, before starting this video, I watched a little bit of Death at the Funeral. And I only watched the British version. I didn't watch the American version with black guys because British version is just more funny. I know it. I just know it. The bracelet you find in the handbag has a name on it, Katarina. Can you make out the faded writing? Instead, this was the end of the movie where one guy comes back to life. And this time it's not Tyrion. Oh, you look like somebody I won't like. Some rich guy. I was trying to make a face like he does. Jonathan Zarus. Who are you, dude? Alright, we got an idea on the guy in the photo with Larry Zarus. It's his brother, Jonathan. Let's ask this Jonathan what he knows about the victim, Katarina. Okay. What? Katrina, you covered the writing on that note on the flowers, but I can't make head or tail of it. It looks like it's in, like, Elvish or something. Felix will be able to tell us what the note says. Yeah, I'm like, I only understood Requiem on the note. Okay, 3 hours for that. Now the name on the bracelet. V. Silverman. What kind of last name is that? This bracelet belongs to a V. Silverman. Didn't Larry say that was our victim's surname, Katarina? The owner of this bracelet must be a relative. We better inform her of Bernice's death. Okay. Okay. Let's first talk to Jonathan. Drinks are on me tonight, everybody. Oh, why are you so happy? You're at the funeral. Excuse me, are you Jonathan Zarus? I am the happiest guy in the world right now. That's who I am. My brother is alive and we are going to party. Oh, wait, you're not one of Bernice's relatives, are you? No, but we are investigating his murder. Did you witness the victim's death? No, but Larry filled me in. He's certain to have lost his closest friend. Today's been a whirlwind of emotions, Katarina, but I still got cause to celebrate. Are you on drugs or what? Alright, let's go to Vicky. You guys haven't seen my dad, have you? I lost him in confusion. Your dad's name doesn't happen to be Bernie, does it? Yes, that's it. If you were at Larry's funeral, then you must have met him. Larry's like family to us. That's why my dad and I organized the funeral and hosted the viewing at our house. Dad must be so relieved that Larry's alive. Miss Silverman, I'm afraid your father has been murdered. Katrina and I are investigating his death. My dad is dead? No, you must be mistaken. I can't have gotten Larry back just to lose my dad. Oh dear. What's this note supposed to mean? Guys, thanks for sending me this note. It was a welcome distraction from thinking about how the Demon Queen could punch a hole in the veil between our worlds at any time. Not to mention that it's been a while since I put my Latin to the test. Latin? Right, the note was in Latin. I knew that. Was it definitely from our killer? For sure. Whoever wrote this note knew that Barry was going to die today, because the writing is based on a Christian prayer urging God to let the deceased rest in peace. But they changed the prayer to wish for Barry to rest in hell. Oh, somebody who really had a name for the victim. Katrina, this is evidence that your killer knows Latin. Well, this Latin-speaking killer had better pray for their own future now that Katarina's on the case. Katrina, we came to South Carolina to exhume the chief's wife after discovering that the Demon Queen is a dead ringer for her. We don't know how the Queen came to reassemble Lily, or what she'll do now that she's free from her cage. But before we can learn more, we need to figure out who poisoned Bernie Silverman. Larry Zarus, who gave us all a shock by rising from the dead just moments before Bernie collapsed, was upset by his longtime business partner's demise. Larry's brother, Jonathan, was so overjoyed by his sibling return to life that he barely seemed to register Bernie's murder. While Barry's daughter Vicky was understandably devastated by her father's death. Katrina, we have a problem. Larry is being mobbed in the church. What? You came back to life and now what people want with you? Alright, we gotta stop. Here we go. Continue playing in chapter 2. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like to this video and I'll see you again. Goodbye!